Okay.
Ooh, I like that. That makes a lot of sense. Stockton Kaisa going with all the dive that's there. Slots one to the composition. And that does also confirm.
Oh, it's 100. It was already going to be Xayah, but when Kaisa gets locked in, oh my goodness. The Xayah floodgates then open. Very serious face here on Viper. If you guys didn't know, so far, snap decision-making for me as far as my least favorite picks in the LCK. Xayah, one of them, Corki, the other one. Right now, those are the ones that fill me with the most irk.
He did get completely... Corki, like, not touched in this draft.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Which is awesome.
We're learning.
We love to see it. The Xayah, I'm pretty sure Guma did win that game, but it wasn't...
I mean, the Xayah did have a W next to it.
It was against DRX.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a clean game either. For Hanwha Life...
Season as well. Let's dive into game number 1. All right, here we go. It's Violet versus Jace. Very excited about this one. If you guys haven't seen, it's so cool that they put characters from a Netflix series into a video game. How dope is that?
Yeah. Really, really appreciate that personally.
Yeah. G-Sun just said no spoilers, but I'm pretty sure they're on the front cover or the poster.
Well, it's also for me personally. As we've talked about,
is season 1 a spoil? Can you spoil season 1?
No, well, you can't spoil season 1. But if you have been active on the internet, I am still going to watch. But I do know everything that happens in season 2 because people were and a lot of opinions about it, as they do on the internet.
You also just didn't watch it, which is silly.
Oh, I watched episode 1.
And then you tried to put me into the boat. I remember
distracted.
This. You said that only one person had watched Arcane.
I was not putting you in the boat on purpose. I was just misremembering, Atlas.
Oh my goodness. I obviously do my required reading, okay?
It's not reading though, it's watching.
Yeah,
because on the way, I was about to say, dive is not going to be covered here, and this is going to be really hard to live through. He will ding 2 for sure. I just don't think that that's going to make a big difference. We'll see if he's able to outplay this.
Yeah, Ball Breaker comes in. Oh my goodness, the damage. That's going to be first blood going over to Wei, and he flashes out of it as well. A clean dive, and those are more difficult these days.
You can see their Wei as well.
Let's
not quite sure.
Might need a name change. Is it going to be perfect, or is it going to be pretty good? Or is it going to be not okay at all? There's the bounce house, and that is going to be another pretty beautiful dive here, this time on the other side. It's actually in smaller pieces. It takes a bit of working.
That actually makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
So, looking at the game state right now, we have the objectives early being traded. As I do feel, as you were signaling earlier, like we have to talk about the game a little bit before the action truly erupts. But right now, bot side looking good for Hanwha. To no surprise, Zeka obviously in the 1v1 going to feel safe. And I think that's also one of the reasons why he'd want to go for the Azir, even though actually killing the Galio is never going to happen, is we do have a rotation coming through.
Yeah, Cuz just taking one of these away. That is going to be Peanut locking down the Dragon at least, but BDD has found his way to Justice Punch forward. It's just going to be some Winds of War, and Peanut will be able to get onto his Gromp. You can see Perfect just going to be clearing out the wave there, and Wei is getting amongst it. Kind of looks like it goes poof. And it doesn't really do too much.
By its nature, if he can't go in and stat check people, he doesn't offer nearly as much. What he does offer, though, we haven't talked about this that much, something that I do really like about Xin Zhao is the space that he's able to create in team fights. And both him and Zeka are going to have to do a lot of this when we get to the fights. Because we talk about Xayah, we talk about the fact that Viper has his ultimate, which is supposed to keep him safe together with Thumbs and the, and the Blade Caller. Just going to be able to get so much value out of it. Like, the armor reduction is crazy. Obviously, Jace applies it really well with the autos from his W in range form, so going to be feeling awesome about this because I'm looking for something.
Keep them interesting, that's the question. All right, there's the Vault Breaker. Cease and Desist comes down, does flash out of the Equalizer here, and it's a decent hammer. But I think Zeus is still going to go down. Another Vault Breaker comes in, and Delight will be allowed to live. But the Jace not so lucky.
KT still are quite strong enough, although he might have to pay.
Yep, Zeka is going to push him back towards Peanut. And he may not even need Wind Becomes Lightning here is perfect. Okay, he's running pretty quick. Great
unless
step. as Peanut's just going to flash for it, and that will be able to pick up the kill.
All right, I got hyped. I thought he was going to live.
Hey, he forced a flash, so I guess
no, you trade 1 for 1 and you get the flash.
Yeah.
That's a big win.
Probably doing all right.
And
it does mean that we have equilibrium of top laners as well, continuing despite the assist. It's still 2 deaths for both of them. It's a great thing here is, yeah, cuz onto this dragon here, you can see that is going to be another sandal, or at least another bit of sandal that they can put together. And 1 2/3, they're very, very close to having a decent walking experience.
Plus, the double flash being invested means that they do take down ZEUS as a perfect.
Oh, dearie me. No equalizer up and available, and that is 4 bad guys underneath that turret. Could also be a turret going down here as well, but that is not going to be enough to get feats of strength over towards HLE. It'll be 6 grubs towards KT as well, but the money will be in HLE's hands, and I think that that is definitely something worth celebrating. As big minion wave towards the top side of the map, not going to win the race, but they should be able to equalize the turrets, and we're all about equilibrium here in the LCK, as we've been saying. And there it goes. There, it's going to make sure that that turret does go down. And Zeka going to go towards a bit of a back here. ZEUS also using his skin, very, very cute. Solar Flare coming forward. Zenith Blade will connect, but way a little bit further off than where he really wanted to be. They're not any further.
Good sidestep from Way there. Yeah, the sandals do go to KT. Now, for example, that Perfect has just isn't that big a deal. Zeka does have his flash and his ult.
He is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Season Assist coming down. That is a pretty good ultimate.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, and he holds onto the flash, so never mind, he's not dead at all.
Crazy, right? With this, you see that they have the amount of damage that's available, so it's up to KT to prove that they can actually find engages.
Ooh, flash out here as Wind becomes lightning. Not really becoming too much of anything.
That's
Oh my god, that Solar Flare was absolutely gorgeous. I don't think the Crescent Guard going to be enough for Peanut to keep him alive, and that is indeed the case. This time, correctly called out someone going to die. And Peanut now on the floor for 20 seconds. We'll see whether KT can get anything out of it. The Rift Herald has spawned, but HLE, with good wave management, will be able to take down this outer turret in the mid lane. And all right, there's a Justice Punch. Wei coming on forward. Might be able to get a stun down as, oh dear, that is a little bit over-enthusiastic, but Cuz is going to join it. The quickness coming on through there, but they're unable to trade back for another support. As Doctum looking to clear out vision. Zeka wanting to find Perfect with a flash. He's going to keep him alive. BDD trying to be the hero here as Doctum on the wrong side of this fight. Cuz going in, flashing out. Even Rift Herald getting aggressive. But Perfect, he's going down exceptionally low, and HLE just playing it cool, calm, and collected. They'll be able to take a second kill in the fight.
The space, create a lot of opportunity for the rest of his team, and here Delight uses the W to initially get out, until he has the E to get back to Xayah, and then the way that Hanwha Life play on that choke point is really nice, but we're not done, Atlas!
We're not! Peanut is once again going to be ceased and desisted. He will be taken out here. That's Cuz locking down the dragon. That will be a second one over to KT as well, as man, this game will not settle down.
Much powerhouses, but then you compare it to what Hanwha Life have with the Azir and the Xayah. And in front-to-back team fight, it's going to be hard to match that damage. And still not done, Atlas!
Nope. Walking over reward is Doctum. Make that 2. As the Acathian Rain coming down. Doctum definitely is the target here as Zeker's going to get his flash. Good flash over the wall to make sure he stays safe. But he won't have that one again. Cuz wanting to get in here. Equalizes. Gorgeous! The Solar Flare comes down as well. It's a decent taunt. As the Featherstorm now on cooldown, but Viper's position is so good. They take down 2 in both solo lanes, and KT are just running for the hills. Wei goes down. ZEUS, I think, should be able to land a Shock Blast here as Doctum, no options. Killer Instinct is indeed there, but he's just dead. Oh,
Hanwha Life straight up outplay them there. That's going to be Herald, and that feels like the breaking point for this game. Up until this point, it felt fairly close, but that was where KT needed to turn it, and if KT was a little bit more coordinated there, I think they could have actually made that work, but instead, not going to be the case. And it's not just the Herald, it's not just the team fight win, it's Otacon being set up as well, and unless Cuz can steal it and somehow save this game, I think Hanwha Life are looking at a 1-0. He's being led close towards that objective though, and they are getting shredded.
Yeah, Cuz is available, but he is just going to get pushed away. Decent amount of poke coming on through there as Wei dives forward. Cuz wanting to find an opportunity here, but now they've got an extra life. And you're fighting around this Otacon. Peanut should be going back to base. That is going to happen. ZEUS also going to be sent out. The Solar Flare is very nice. and it's only Zeka and Viper left available, but it's a double kill for Zeka, and remember, they don't really die. And so, yeah, you get a bit of extra money. It's like 100 here or there, but ZEUS is going to make his way back into this fight once more. And Doctom, I don't think you're going to be able to barrier enough there, buddy. Yes, this is Tank Jace. He still does enough damage to very end of the fight when he was already definitely dead. Things like this. As HLE continuing to dive forward, Delight actually finding a great angle here on Cuz. The blast cone being a little bit frustrating. Shout out to Valdez, but it's still not going to be enough to save Cuz's life.
Still looking.
I mean, you may as well just keep going for the fight. They're going to start this one up. The teleport does come on through here as ZEUS is very far away from this fight. Wei is going to be just going down, though, as we can see. Crescent Guard comes in. Equalizer decently positioned as ZEUS will be going down first. You can see BDD trying to escape. The Featherstorm comes on through as Viper is kind of on a flank angle, but he's also being entirely ignored. It's a double kill in the fight for the HLE AD carry, and I think they just want to march down the mid lane and win this game.
Should be the end of it. Deathless are Zeka and Viper. I'm not even sure if Viper has had to flash this game.
It feels like he hasn't been forced to do too much of anything at all. And maybe I am actually okay with Xayah. Is it just the Viper Gumushi effect? I'm not entirely sure, but maybe Xayah is actually just the way. Especially when the Kai'Sa does come on through. We have seen it work, you know, in both sides of the coin, one by one into the enemy nexus, something like that. But it is looking a little bit like this 11,000 gold lead should be enough to push them towards a victory, especially with this purple buff.
One more fight.
Lay it in on top. Exactly right. Wei is going to get the information as they do put down the control ward. Cuz has stolen these before, but Delight is going to force him out. That is Peanut locking down the Baron. They're now going to turn, looking for Wei, looking for a bit of an angle here. Zenith Blade goes wide. Cease and Desist comes down. The heroic entrance is very nice, but Zeka is able to mitigate it. Gets out the ultimate there as well, as Zeka could be in trouble, but the Killer Instinct not doing enough at all. And Viper is now able to free hit, flashing for that Blade Caller. Featherstorm coming down, and the cleanse is used on the taunt beautifully. This should be the ace coming on through as the Audacious Charge should set it up. There it is. Top of the morning to you, KT, as HLE will be taking game one.
And they get the summoners of both Zeka and Viper, but their lives will not be found this game. This is what we were expecting from Hanwha Life. Coming in, they didn't show it against Gen G, but it did show it in this game number one.
Yep, Wei giving them a little bit of a teary-eyed B, but that is still a Nexus going down. KT not out of this series just yet, but this was exactly what we wanted to see from HLE. This is why so many...
That's not the one I was hoping for.
Yeah, that's less so, I would have preferred the Zac. Give me the blobs.
No, I think that especially like when you're playing something like an account.
Oh, it's the Peanut Lee Sin. Let's go.
I think KT have a lot of angles. I don't love this one. The issue with me is that Diego has not been that strong, and he feels so reliant on always being able to get the first kill in a fight. Outside of Ashe, killing anyone on Hanwha is a nightmare, because they're either insanely mobile and slippery and hard to lock down, and actually killing them is going to be really tough, or they're Cassante or Rel.
Yeah.
And then obviously Viper is the one standout, but Viper, given his positioning, I don't think is going to be really... Edward. Now, if KT are able to snowball, this composition is insanely impressive.
Here in this one as well, but a tough ask against an HLE that are looking far more like themselves here today. Let's jump into the rift. There it is. That is Zeka's skin. I do really like how Project Ashe also looks kind of like a DRX 2022 skin.
Yeah.
I feel like you get a bit of that synergy there. It's perfect as rounded, guys.
Isn't there also, I'm not crazy, but there is an Ashe 2022 DRX skin.
There is. That's
There's
the
barrels
one.
Yeah.
But this is the, it's like you get an AD carry version and the support version.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
If only we could play double Ashe.
Man, KT's ganking their own top laner. That's what it felt like to me for a second there. I'm okay, guys, I promise. As HLE will be able to successfully find themselves a lane swap. As you can see, KT actually pretty okay with how this one's going. Already, shout out to Orcs, of course, on the desk. He's at least happy about Dr. Arm's skin choice, because he has gone for the full party Ziggs. As Viper and Delight will get a flash out from Perfect. Oh, man. Already putting them on the back foot here just a little bit. As BDD doesn't find the first Q. It's a bit of a now what scenario. As Delight already moving forward. Peanut knew that that ward was there, as Perfect is committed to being underneath this turret. Let's see how much experience he can actually pick up. As the safeguard gets Peanut in there, he survives for a little bit longer, but that's beautifully
Perfect gets caught.
Oh dear, BDD dashing forward and has to flash to get out of the way. The Unbound Soul going to come on through. BDD is looking for whatever he can in this minion wave. But so far, it is all HLE all the time. Immediately is at half health.
That's ready. So Zeka uses the E to dodge away from the W. Still gets his damage off and then retreats into Shroud. With Wei trying to look for maybe a punish. Not going to be the case. This is what I expected. You have to try and play towards your stronger side, and there are a lot of people for Hanwha Life on the top half of the map. Because if they block this as well, which I think they can, I don't think he can, and he doesn't revolt yet.
He doesn't. He's going to have to flash to get himself out of the way. The ulti from BDD is just avoided by Zeka. Good stun from Cuz to get him out of the way, but the perfect execution is still going to be there. The flash from Zeka will get another kill for HLE, and now Wei is in trouble also. Peanut just fighting him, getting the cow out of there. And KT just cannot find anything in this game.
If this is a scrim, this is where you go, okay, guys, hey, let's...
yeah, let's go for a reset.
It's fine. Let's redo it. It's okay. Sorry, I know we have to go for champs. Everything that has gone, possibly could have gone wrong, has gone wrong. So, they lost the Grubs. They lost the first Dragon. Akali just got a kill as well. I'm talking...
But I mean, that's just a shoe in the end, isn't it?
Okay, I don't have time to get into this whole
all right.
with you.
Delight doesn't either, because he might just be dead. That's the first kill going over to KT. The first thing happening for KT in this game. They're going to be able to deny a sandal as well. There is still more sandals to be got. You know, there are other sandals in the ocean, or something like that. There's an analogy there. It was based on fish prior to
But there really shouldn't be sandals in the ocean, Atlas. That's a bad thing.
That is, but unfortunately, it's also true. As Viper keeping them at bay.
Stay within the patient rate.
Yeah, look at him. He's like, hang on. I think they know things. Moves his control ward.
Viper has his ult.
That one is
ready.
Oh yeah, Shattering Strike comes in. Decent Pulverize to try and interrupt. As both supports taking so much damage. Mega Inferno Bomb looked like it did basically nothing. And Zeka, he's doing it again. 5-point strike into the back of the head of the Viego. That is going to confirm that kill as BDD looking for an option. Unable to get Delight there. Unfortunately, as Zeka not going to go down to the Unbound Soul rebinding. And in the meantime, Peanut is still on the Dragon. He's back on the Dragon, as I think its health bar was lower previous to this.
He still has flash and kick.
He is still probably going to have to get out of there, as the public execution not quite going to work out. There is a flash forward from Perfect. Will get the kill onto the enemy jungler. Docdom is inside the pit as ZEUS brings BDD in there as well and says, man, I kind of want to kill all of these guys. It's a beautiful amount of options. Viper very, very low, but still going to be able to finish off the kill against BDD. You can see Perfect is at least surviving in this one, as ZEUS is so extraordinarily tanky. No Aftershock left here for Wei as the Crashdown connects. Viper offers over a bit of a volley there. Docdom is going to go down as Zeka, makes his return to the team fight. Doesn't have an ultimate, but he moves pretty quickly, and another 5-point strike secures yet another kill. 4-0 here for Zeka's Akali, and I don't think we need to say anything more about that.
And ZEUS is Cassante, and he is never dying. Allows the time for Zeka to return. And fortunately for KT, it looks like the Dragon, at the end of all that, is still going the way of Hanwha Life, and Zeka gets... Well, like three additional kills in that whole sequence. And he already was so fed, Atlas.
Oh, nailed the tone.
Hex Drinker, which is a great item. And I do think he kind of needs it to not just die in the side lane, but delays the play to the Rune King spike by so much.
Now Peanut is looking for Wei as well, who does now at least have the Unbreakable Will.
That's nice.
He will need all of that. Because if the will is breakable at all, it's definitely broken. After the early stages of this game, coupled with what happened in the very first one.
Yeah.
Similar to this,
it will be a long time before we see it again, Atlas. I'm making that prediction now.
And I think, like, if you would have landed But then the kick, I just can't explain. So, I don't know.
I think you can. It's just peanut.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to press the kick button. And Arakan is towards the bottom side of the map here as well. KT do manage to get onto this dragon pretty quickly, but I don't think we've seen the last of Peanut here as the Magnet Storm gets booted into the back of the pit. Delight taking a fair bit of damage. The Mega Inferno Bomb isn't the best, but the first kill does go over to KT. And ulti out is attempted there from BDD, but doesn't quite work. And now it's Zeka getting amongst it. He's going down so exceptionally low, though. Does get a second kill towards the end, but now it's Viper that's free hitting in the backline, and ZEUS is going ballistic. Manages to grab the kill onto the cow, and yes, they managed to get the very fed Zeka. But at what cost, Chronicler? At what cost?
It cost too heavy the Bear Atlas, because that assault point going over to Hanwha. And it's the 1-2 we talked about. Yes, you get Zeka after all that, but he still got basically his full burst combo off.
And Peanut has just started this up. Zeka also able to roam down. Look at the vision. It is absolutely absurd for HLE, and it is 0 for KT. Cuz gonna have to face check something if they want to stop this, but already it's down to 50%. Teleport to come in from ZEUS as well.
Octom's gonna have to ult.
Yeah, they do get vision of Arakan, but look, here's the Magnet Storm from Delight into the backline is gorgeous. BDD tries to get out of there, but ZEUS just goes all out and looks to destroy him. Peanut is going to be the first one to go down though, but now Zeka, oh god, he just targets Doctom every time. Perfect lying on the floor as well, and look at HLE. They are just mowing them down. Zeka on about 100 health is still going to survive. They get themselves an ace, and they only have to sacrifice Peanut for it.
And they're happily taking that trade, Atlas. No problem whatsoever.
That's just sort of the collective name for the Sandals in general, as that is a dead Doctom once again. Zeka is going to miss. Throws out the emote immediately. Perfect Execution is, I guess, not necessarily named exactly right in this instance, but it makes up for the mistake.
Was that emote a penguin playing Mahjong?
It's an emote he's used many times in the past, but I'm not entirely sure what it's exactly doing. Yeah. Either way, he is going to find that Shuriken backflip on the way as he eats some honey fruit. Ready as ever. And remember, this is an HLE all with Arakan buffs, so they don't even care about dying or anything like that. Wade, he certainly does though, as the ulti from BDD is just mitigated almost entirely, and then he's thrown into the blender. The cow trying to hoof it out of there, but he's not going to be allowed to, and it's a double kill for Viper, who is undying in this game, by the way, in this series, I'm pretty sure. Yep. 6-0 and 8 now, as Peanut dives on forward, because, I mean, they are just a walking blender.
Can't get a reset, man!
Yeah, HLE are just making a smoothie while KT are attempting to play League of Legends. And Perfect gonna have to flash, but Zeka is just going to backflip his way out of there, and it should be Zeka being sent home, but it doesn't really matter, as the arrow is going to connect once again. Volley for the kill, and Viper now looking for even more, because he can. A teleport is now coming down as Doctom, he just desperately wants to be able to play the game, as Mega Inferno Bomb is going to send Viper out of there, and Zeka says, I'll take another one. And it's also Baron.
Hey, it's Baron and Soul.
True.
Don't forget.
Yep, they will be able to move on down there, collect that one. Zeka should be able to start it off and possibly even finish it here, as Wei is going to get the bad news as Baron shrieks. It's a little bit of all of those things. As we're having a look at the replay in live, we do have that Soul going down.
This is great use of the outcome buff, by the way, where you hard force a fight that you might not win, but then win it anyway.
Yep, and the free ride home there as well for Viper, making sure that he's not wasting any time pressing his recall button. And he's now legendary in this game with 17 out of the 21 kills that he's contributed to. I don't know, there's a really good argument here for Viper that has now been mitigated slightly as the ulti does come down from BDD, but the Magnet Storm, oh, Delight. He just makes it impossible for KT to play the game. That is 10 kills now for this Ashe, continuing to rain the arrows down. Make it a triple here for Viper. And they are not done just yet. Moving now towards this inhibitor turret in the bottom lane. Zeka wanting to get in amongst it. And he'll be able to pull that wave. But I don't know, man. When Delight is on, he looks so extraordinarily good. We were missing this in their series against Gen G as Doctom. That's a good use of the satchel, but it is way too late and definitely too little. as Perfect, he's not going to be able to stop this one from going down. First Nexus turret to fall, second is sure to follow, as that is an unofficial quadra there for Viper. Dr. setting up the satchel just so that he can hopefully keep himself alive, but the Nexus, it's not going to be so lucky, and HLE with a swift 2-0 here up against KT.
Swift 2-0, nothing to see here.
Absolutely.
Hanwha Life